And welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that lovely break and that lovely Brood War music as we are continuing with DreamHack Group Stage 3, Group F. And I know, Asher, I know I trapped you, Poppy. I lured you in with promises of grandeur, and I got you into a ZVZ, but you know, there's always balance in life, okay? And I got you a TvT as well.
We're gonna smudge you, Puppy. Ryung's gonna camp.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna ape.
Yes,
Gonna be
TvT.
beautiful.
Exactly, Poppy, exactly. So we did see Ryung earlier in the day. He had a bit of a rough time against Ragnarok, but Ragnarok, he's now out of the group. He's done for the day, Poppy. And we get to see Time for the first time in a long time. You know, this is pre-Oliveira.
Ragnarok's gone, Puppy. He's gone to bed. He's gone to where all Zergs belong. And that is
In bed?
the upper bracket.
Ah!
It's okay, now we're in the elimination match where TvTs happen.
The smudge is real. Ah!
All is right in the world.
I was gonna say, like, it's a win-win for Asher because he can watch a Terran win and he can also watch a Terran lose, which like pushes his narrative. You know, it's
Yeah, we get to see which Terran gets to fight for the privilege of losing the ZVT. So it's beautiful, Puppy.
all is right in the world, and it's not gonna change in the next patch.
No. Oh, no. So here we go. We're going to be seeing our first game coming in on Data C. So this is a map that does favor defensive play a little bit more. It's a map that we've seen a lot of players have a lot of success with just kind of playing bio, but playing a more kind of camping style of bio. I think that can be very effective.
Oh yeah, and we'll see if we even get to see Bio, because spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data under the sea, we have the South Korean Terran player. He is red, representing Team TP. It is Ryung.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, representing KaiZ Gaming. This is the Blue Terran, Time.
And I'm really curious because this is like the weeks, the months even leading up to Time kind of coming into his own and transforming himself into a new being. Maybe maybe we can see like some hints of play. You know, we can see some emergings or sparks of you know, headlocks and capoeiras.
You can say some capoeira. Are we going to see some cognitive dissonance as he wrestles with who he truly is?
Exactly. You know, we know where the story ends. We know that Anakin turns into Darth Vader. We just need to see him, you know, interact with Jar Jar Binks for a little bit. You know.
That does make sense when you put it that way. We are seeing a first little divergence between the two players. Ryung going to be playing things very safe, going for a faster scout. This does lead me to think that he might be looking to go for a reactor build. At Time isn't going to be doing that. He's just going to be saving that extra money, not going for that scout, and that should net him a slightly faster expansion.
Yeah, so a little bit less safe here for Time, but you know, he's just anticipating that Ryung isn't going to do him dirty with any kind of cheese, and so he's going to be able to get away with this slightly greedier opener. Only slightly though, you know, just one SCV, but you know, I guess that does kind of mean the most here in the start of the game.
Yeah, and there we go. Time, first of all, is going to check around his bases for any proxy or axes. Not seeing anything, he's just going to pull back to that high ground, be nice and safe, be a bit more passive, which of course is generally how you're going to want to look to do things in the TvT. We see both players throwing down their natural, so we're going to be progressing without too much fuss either way. And I do have to say, the way that Ryung has his buildings positioned, this does look like he might be going for a fast cyclone build.
Ooh, yeah, we'll see kind of where this all leads us. We'll see if we do end up seeing those cyclones and where that kind of takes us later on as well. You were touching on it earlier, especially in the ZVTs, how Ryung, you know, he's not one to be too afraid of something like mech, especially in TvT. So we'll see if we end up leading or going in that direction, as he is going for a Widowmine follow-up. Again, relatively safe.
Don't be afraid, puppy.
Oh.
The Hellions, they just want to keep you warm.
Don't lie to me.
They just want to toast your little feet.
They toast more than my feet, Papi. They keep me away from the ladder.
Beautiful.
I don't want it anymore.
Oh.
Oh my god, as we do see a bit of an add-on swap going on here. Oh, never mind. Huh. Okay.
Oh,
interesting.
I mean, he just changed his mind, I guess.
Yeah. So instead of going for the add-on swap, he's actually going to be going for a bit of a drop.
Yeah, so he can bring the mine if he wants. He might just drop the Marines and the Reapers and the Hellions. This is a very low commitment drop. This is something that we've been seeing a lot out of Beyond, especially. Likes to go for these mine builds into a pretty quick drop. And this is something you can just do to just keep the other player honest, get a little bit of damage potentially across the map, but you really don't have to do too much with this.
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's only Marines and those Hellions and the Reapers as well. You know, there's not too much gas investment here. We'll see what he can get done. It is very offbeat, so he's hoping to maybe even catch his opponent off guard. But time is in the area. You know, he's got his Cyclones, he's got his Hellions. Like, he should be here to swat away this drop, and yeah, it doesn't really get too much done. Oof.
Yeah, good amount of damage going down on that medevac as well. And I think with that, time might be looking to head back out across the map. He's actually going into Magfield. This is a very interesting opening out of time. I don't usually see him play this way.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Papi. This is it. This is the Brazil. he's playing like Kelazar, Papi. As we do see him going for a bit of a push here already. He's got his two Cyclones. We do see some nice control there from Ryung, though. He is able to deny one of those lock-ons. Is coming in from behind. Does lose one of his Widowmines, but he gets a lock-on on the Raven.
Oh, yeah, locks on the Raven, and time with a bit of miscontrol there. He's going to be losing that.
Oh. See, he's not the jiu-jitsu champion yet, Papi. He's oh my god. He jumps in for a scissor kick.
He wants to be.
he lands on his face.
Oh.
Oh.
How are you?
Beautiful. As time, he's not done, okay? He's looking to try and hit with his Magfield timing. Magfield is going to finish up in a couple of seconds. Unfortunately, upon losing his first Raven, I feel like that takes a lot of the wind out of the sails of this push.
Yeah, this looks like it was designed to be a 3 Cyclone, 3 Raven sort of timing. And Ryung has really stabilized now. He's got his third set up quite nicely. A fair bit ahead of times as well. Just landing that before he morphs it into an orbital. So time will be moving down to the low ground as well. But he's missing that one Raven, which means he's also going to be behind in Vikings.
Yeah, it's just a really rough kind of position to be in here in a TvT. Ravens are oh so impactful, especially in the early game. So we're gonna have to wait and see if time can try and recover in some way, if he can try and take a bit of an advantage in a bit of a different manner here. And one of them would be if he was able to catch something with these Cyclones. You know, they have Magfield, they have a lot of DPS available to them. If they manage to catch a drop, catch a Raven, that's gonna be ideal.
Yeah, he has a lot of map control here with those as well, and I wonder if he's going to look to use that to be a bit greedy and maybe get a fourth quickly on location behind this.
We'll see. He rotates over towards the right-hand side here. He's going to try and get a bit of a lock-on on the Cyclone of Ryung. He will be able to catch it. Almost lost his own Cyclone here, but does barely keep it alive, as he's going to be able to take control of these Onagas. And for the time being, hasn't thrown down that fourth.
Yeah, it's just going to be macroing on up, gets his actually medevacs on the way. I really like this, considering that he knows he's behind on Vikings. Just skipping them all together and going in for a fast drop is a really good idea here.
Oh, but at the same time, Ryung is pushing through the center of the map, and unfortunately, Time isn't there to spot him. He did kind of rotate and skirt around the edges of the map instead, so Time is in the dark. He doesn't know. He misses the army again.
Yeah, such unfortunate movement with the Cyclones there. Gets caught really out of position, and that scan's going to drop down. It's going to see that drop moving out, and that's going to give Ryung the sign to go straight away. And Time's throwing down a lot of defensive turrets, but that's all his Raven energy gone.
Yeah, it was a bit of a panic move there because he knew he was about to lose his Ravens. Now the auto charge run out at the same time. We have a drop in the main base. This is distracting Time right now. This is diverging his attention away from the main push.
He blew his load.
Oh.
So sad. As we do see Ryung just going to be trying to reposition around a little bit here. Does recognize that Time has defended this, and Time actually with some very nice crisis management, but 13 SCVs going down. He's going to have to get some counter damage with his own drop.
He really will, but at the same time, Ryung isn't done. He does focus down that SCV. He's going to be able to delay the 4th CC of Time, but Ryung overextending a little bit. He is going to be losing his tank lead.
Yeah, nice little cleanup there for Time, and his CC is a long way ahead of that of Ryung's. As long as he can get that building up once again, we can see that he's pretty far behind in the SCVs. He's just going to be shooing away this drop to the north as well, so he keeps himself safe, and here comes the counterattack.
Yeah, this counterattack has to do a lot of damage. Right now, looking at the units tab, Ryung has 1 tank to the 4 of Time, but the Marine count isn't quite there, and Ryung is getting on top of the tanks.
Yeah, nice little splits with the Marines as well. He's going to be able to take out a lot of these tanks. Gets on out of there as well, back to the safety of his own tank, and that will be Ryung defending here as Time starts to get that 4th up. So all in all, we do see Ryung going to be making a small lead here. He's ahead about 10 SCVs.
Yeah, he's ahead in those workers, but there is an opportunity here for Time to make up for that. He is going to be having this 3rd CC up and running a little bit faster. As I say that, Ryung is coming in with a bit of a triple Marine drop, going to try and distract his opponent, going to try and deal some damage. Oh, the medevac just barely gets out of there alive.
Yeah, there we go. Just barely going to get out of there. That still represents a bit of a threat, but there's a turret there for Time, so Ryung is going to have to be very fast with his reactions if he wants to get that out of there. Meanwhile, we do see he's sending a little bit of a double drop down towards this 4, so Ryung just doing everything that he can here just to maintain a little bit of map control, see if he can get damage here and there. But Time is in position with the tanks to fend him off.
Oh, he's in position, papi. He's here to protect his 4th base. At the same time, it looks like Time has been able to catch that triple Marine drop towards the north as well. The medevac does go down, so Time is gaining a lot of map control right now. He's been able to equalize when it comes to the SCVs. He's been able to stabilize his economy, but he's still trying to make up for it. No, he even has a bit of a tank lead as well.
Yeah, he did get that 2nd factory quite a bit earlier, and we can see he's slightly ahead on the upgrades, 2-2 finishing up now, so actually almost neck and neck between the 2 players, but he will have that tank advantage, and Ryung, instead of going for any faster Marine play or anything like that, is actually going to be going into his starport transition now.
Yeah, 2 starports are on the way, as well as ship attack as well. I mean, to be fair, it is a little bit faster for Time. Unfortunately, because of the earlier production, Ryung does have a pretty nice Viking lead, and Time is trying to make up for that now. He's finally starting Viking production, but he's got a bit of a ways to go.
Yeah, and I mean, this is pretty difficult to make work from behind. He will have the advantage in the bio upgrades. Oh, actually, that's Ryung that's got the advantage in the bio upgrades. He will be getting into Ravens a little bit faster, so he has that small advantage, but without the Viking lead, he could be in trouble, and he's actually getting caught out in the middle of the map here.
He's on siege, puppy, he's on siege. Now is the moment to pounce here. We do have Ryung even sieging a little bit faster. He's going to be able to collapse on this army.
Oh man, a brutal fight, and Ryung keeps all of his tanks alive.
Oh, every single tank survives. You still have a bit of a defender's advantage here for Time. He has the high ground. He has his own tanks as well. So pushing up this ramp is going to be a little bit difficult for Ryung, but he has the Viking control. He has the air superiority.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And this is beautifully done by him. He's going to be able to get these tanks in position to siege up on this 3rd, getting a pretty good position here. I don't think he's going to be able to progress forward, but if he has enough medevacs, he can actually start to threaten a drop into the main.
As you say, that Time actually drops into his own main. He's anticipating that move here from Ryung, and hopefully he doesn't expose his tanks on the low ground a little bit too much by doing so. Here we go. We have a scan here from Ryung, does confirm the army that's in position here for Time.
Yeah, looks like Time is definitely in position here to deal with this. Everything can be seen by the sensor tower as well, but Ryung's just buying himself time behind this, throwing down some extra barracks so he will be able to reinforce the Marines a bit more quickly, getting some extra starports too, and landing his 5th. Actually, both players landing the 5th at the same time. They have been incredibly evenly matched throughout this game, keeping toe and toe when it comes to these transitions.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can see that they are hitting their timings beautifully, but now we have, oh my god, 2 more we have like 5 starports up and running here for Ryung. Jesus Christ. Liberator production has already commenced here. This is going to force Time's hand.
Yeah, these Liberators are a big problem for Time. This is what happens when you lose that air control, and if Ryung can continue to make Vikings behind this, it's going to be very effective. It does look like Time is going to be able to push this back, even disabling the tanks to make sure that he can get on top of this.
Oh, there we go, and he takes out every single Liberator, every single Viking that's on the front line, so very nicely done here by Time. But Ryung still has a little bit more supply to work with. He's sending his reinforcements towards the 5th base of Time, and there's nothing here to protect that 5th.
Yeah, and I mean, look at that. Ryung realizing that he's just going to get ahead of purely through momentum, even taking a base to the top left-hand corner on location.
Wow, 6th base on the way for Ryung, and here we go. He goes for the drop into the main base. His tanks are in position to help support him. Ooh, it looks like he's going to be losing a lot of Marines, but never mind. He has the 3-3 timing.
Yeah, beautifully done. It's just going to be smashing on it through there. The 3-3 quite a long way ahead of time, and that can be quite significant here. He is going to be held off finally by this tank here, maybe by the Ravens as well if they can throw down some auto turrets, but these are great trades.
Yeah, and here we go at the same time that the army from Ryung comes in towards the 4th base as well. Once again, Time wasn't here. He wasn't in position. He loses the 5th, he loses the 4th, and the drop in the main is still dealing more damage.
Yeah, and Ryung is just swallowing the entire map now as he starves out Time. Time barely has any mineral mining as he starts to mine out at that 3rd, and he is in such a rough spot. I think he just needs to grab all these tanks and just try to send it across the map.
Yeah, he just needs to pull the boys, Poppy, send everything that he has. Hope that maybe Ryung has a little bit too much supply out of position or out across the map, and he ends up finding Ryung's army. Oh my god, the disables are too much.
Yeah, brutal from Ryung. Disables all these tanks, takes out nearly every single one of them. These Marines are eventually going to lose this 5. Oh, I say that, but they're doing such a good job here. The 3-3 is huge.
Oh my god, it was insane. 3-3 finally finishes up for Time. He finally evens up those upgrades, but it's a little bit too late. The damage has already been done. Time, he lost his opportunity for a massive counterattack. He's down to 3 remaining tanks, and maybe I spoke too soon because I think he's going to lose a couple more.
Yeah, there we go. Disables are spent. Even an anti-armor missile going down for good measure, and it does look like Ryung is finally starting to break through.
Yeah, exactly. Time has been broken. GG gets called, and Ryung takes the first game.
GG. Very nice game coming out from Ryung. And I think in the end, one of the things that it came down to is keeping that air control.
Oh yeah, we saw the Vikings really had a massive kind of impact in that game. Not just the Vikings, but also those Liberators as well, really forcing Time's hand. Up until that point, Time was doing a really good job catching back up, getting his 4th base, you know, equalizing when it comes to the workers. The 2-2 timings were neck and neck as well. It was just, you know, that transition, that Viking count was a little bit too much to handle.
Yeah, exactly, but just overall, very strong game coming out from Ryung. Really hung it in there with Time and was able to overpower him.
And a very solid TvT that we had there in game number 1, and we'll see how things continue as we are going to be loading into game numero dos, number 2, and this is going to be on Waterfall.
Yeah, here we go. So Waterfall is the second map. Definitely a more aggressive, scrappy map.
Oh, exactly. You know what that means? That means we're going mech, Pop. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. It's disgusting.
As we're going to be loading in here for one of the last times, you know, the new patch, the new map pool is on the horizon, and despite the fact that I've played a single digit amount on this map, I will miss Waterfall. As we are in the bottom left hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. He is red, representing Team GP. It is Ryung.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map, he is playing for KyZ Gaming. It is not Oliveira, not yet. It is time. Ooh, and Ryung actually going to be going for a gas first, so looking to mix things up a little bit. This can lead into a one base sort of build, a little bit of a more all-in tank Viking push. And yeah, with that second gas going down, I think this will be something aggressive.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of what we expected on Waterfall, and so far, Ryung, he is answering our wishes here, and yeah, we'll see what exactly kind of aggression he's going to be going for, what kind of one-base play he's going to be going for. Meanwhile, Time is none the wiser back at home, going for a relatively standard opener. Yeah, and he's also going to be, I believe, going to be skipping his SCV scout.
Yeah, I'd can't really go for the SCV scout with these more aggressive builds just because you're so tight on the minerals. And we just had that factory going down immediately behind this. Isn't even going to start up his Reaper first. So this is very aggressive from Ryung.
Yeah, exactly. Factory is already going to be on the way here. Meanwhile, back across the map, Time is also opening up Factory first as well. Fully aware of the tendencies of this map, isn't going to be going for a faster CC or anything like that. So we'll see how these builds kind of shape up against each other.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see Ryung pulling off gas pretty early as well, so it's not going to be a one base all in. Maybe just looking to get a faster Hellion and just snipe the CC builder of Time.
Yeah, the CC is going to be on the low ground as well. We do see the first Reaper of Time getting across the map. Is going to be pushing up the ramp here, or pushing up the cliff, and is going to be denied entry. Ryung is going to try and chase him down. Oh, but gets zoned away.
Time just dives straight into the main like an ape puppy.
Is that allowed? Is that illegal? Is that?
No, it's an illegal move. Very illegal. As we do see Ryung just going to be going for the 2 Reapers and the 1 Hellion. So he does have a little bit of a timing here before Time might be ready, especially if Time does look to move out or go through a reactor first build, something like that. I do think it's possible that Ryung was doing this, trying to snipe out a reactor first build. It's something we've been seeing a little bit more lately, but he's not going to be getting that lucky here.
Yeah, but actually the units of Time move out of position, he backs off, and that does expose the building SCV, so Ryung will force a delay.
He wasn't looking. He wasn't looking, puppy.
Yeah, he actually wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So very nicely done there by Ryung. He's going to be able to take a little bit of a lead there when it comes to the CC timing overall, and now Time is going for a counter attack here, and he does have a bit of a unit advantage.
Yeah, really nicely timed counterattack by Time, and Ryung still a little ways off with this Cyclone. The Cyclone has finished. He saves most of those SCVs that were on the low ground, and he will be able to clear this out now. So a little bit of a scrappy fight between these two players, but all in all, it should equalize. Is Ryung going to reposition to deal with these Reapers, though? Looks like he might get caught a bit out of position, but Time thinks better of it.
Yeah, he's not an animal. He's not going to just like dive up the cliff, which is illegal apparently.
It is. But he should have, because it would have worked.
He's gonna.
That's the NA in me.
He's gonna back off. He's gonna be honorable, and honorable, as they are known. Is gonna just chill here outside the natural, get eyes on whatever move out Ryung decides to go for as he commits to his 1-1-1, and 2 games in a row, mate. Time. He really wants to make these Cyclones work.
Is anyone really as honorable as Monorable?
No.
Is it possible?
Everyone else, they're Hannibals, Poppy. They're pretenders, Poppy. Oh my god.
Only Monorable when on Mono does it.
You got that out of the end.
I didn't know where I was going there. As we do see Time just going to be opening up, as you were pointing out, once again with this multiple Cyclone build. I definitely expect to be seeing a 3rd Cyclone as well, just to help make this mag field worth it. I think you usually want to go for 3 or 4 here, but ooh, Ryung setting up very nicely to defend his 3rd on location, and it does feel like, I know TvT is Ryung's best matchup, but it does also feel like he has a very good handle on how Time wants to play this.
Yeah, it's like, it's his best matchup, but It's his best matchup, okay? Here we go. The Raven comes in for a bit of a flank as well. He's going to be able to get a lot of damage on those Cyclones. And as you were saying, Ryung really reading Time incredibly well, is going to be able to get in position at this third base. Time is going to try and find a way in, but the tanks are in position.
Yeah, they are in a position. We do see with that third Cyclone, we will be making a bit of a bio transition here. Magfield just about to finish up here, and I do expect to start seeing tanks behind this. There we go. But Ryung does find himself with a little bit of a lead just because he got that third on location. And if he can hold that down, it's going to go great for him. I think this Cyclone build, I find it a little bit strange on this map in particular, just because it's so hard to get a good angle on these tanks.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get that angle, because here we go. Time was reinforcing. He gets a disable on one of those Ravens, but he will lose a Raven. He loses one of them in the process. He loses the second as well. The lock-on's just too good, and none of the tanks of Ryung fall.
Yeah, Ryung is absolutely just getting the better of these exchanges. He saves both his Ravens, saves both his Cyclones as well, so he's just doing a great job defensively, and Time being a bit more aggressive, trying to make things happen. It's just not how we TvT.
It's just not how TvT works, Poppy. I'm looking at the units lost tab, and I'm a little bit in shock. I'm a little bit in awe, because Ryung has just been so cost efficient here. And these are mistakes. These are advantages that are just detrimental in TvT. Losing your Ravens that early on, losing your map control that at least Time was able to afford himself last game because he saved his Cyclones. It's just a really difficult position to be in.
Yeah, Time completely loses map control. He is way behind on the tank count, way behind on the Raven energy, of course, as well. And I think he just has to give this third up.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I don't know what happened. I don't know what a laser did to Time in the previous series, but maybe a little bit flustered. GG gets called. Ryung does it. He eliminates Time from his group.
Hits him with the /GG, and he's out of there. Time having a bit of a rough time in this group.
That's why Time changed his name.
Because he heard our cast and he's like, I've had enough of this. I never want to hear this again.
Never again, Poppy, never again.
Good luck making jokes about Oliveira.
Oh, Time, you sweet summer child. you don't know how silly we can get.
You thought you were safe. No one's safe.
You thought you were safe with Oliveira. No, Poppy, he's got you in the ring. And there's no coming out, Poppy. There's no coming out.
You're gone.
But GG, well played, very well played there by Ryung, taking that series. As you were saying, Ryung, there's just something about his play sometimes where it's not just map awareness, it's not just like being in position, but like his ability to sometimes read his opponents, especially Time in that series, just was insane. Even that last game was a little bit brutal to watch.
Yeah, it just kind of felt like he always had the right idea behind what he was doing. He knew whether he needed to defend, whether he needed to attack, how much he could commit to every little thing. And even in that first game on Data C, he was able to sneak off single drops when that was just the right amount of supply that he could give up.
Exactly. Yeah. Just you know, it's something that maybe just experience provides you. You know, Ryung has been around the block for a long time, has been a pro gamer for a long time as well, and a lot of people think, you know, because of that, you know, he's maybe past his prime, and in some ways he can be, but there's always these moments here where he looks like the Ryung of old. You know, he has that skip in his step.
He's wise and old. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
He's a wise old man.
He is. And maybe it was this series, maybe it was this beating that Time just reflected on himself. You know, it was a battle between the young youth and the old master, and Ryung whipped out the jujitsu. Caught Time in a headlock, and Time was like, I
gotta learn this. Yeah. I want to do this to someone else.
Teach me, Papi, teach me. Oh my god. And yeah, Ryung, you know, he's not a bad teacher whatsoever, but before we get too ahead of ourselves, we have one final series for the night.
Yeah, there we go. We were referencing it a little bit before. Who gets the privilege to lose the ZBT? It's gonna be Ryung going up against a laser.
You're an animal. Oh my